Sup guys, NYKia31 here, taking you around Season 1 of the OS Vets Online franchise. Regular season is in the books. As you can see, I barely eked out a division title. Not easy, not pretty, but I got it done. That's all that matters. That was my goal on the very first video I did for this league for this season, in the preseason, is to somehow, some way, scratch out a division title. Anything else would be gravy. As I try to build a run-and-shoot Jets into a run-and-shoot force. Here are the playoff teams. In the AFC, Chiefs, big-time season, 15-1. Bengals, 12-4. Titans, Brownies, Raiders, Jetsies. Sucks to be the Colts, sucks to be the Dolphins, sucks to be the Texans. Wow, costly ties. In the NFC, Eagles. Look at the parity in the NFC at the top. Eagles, Cowboys, and Niners. Oh my! Bucks, Panthers, Bears. Wow, that's a tough conference. Really tough conference. How often do you see 10-6 not able to get it done? Let's look at the team stats. And as usual, let's go points per game just for the kicks and giggles. Forget yardage. Yardage is irrelevant. Eagles, big time. Very Madden-ish points per game at the top. Actually had more rushing touchdowns than passing touchdowns, as Chris Ivory went berserk. The run and shoot with prolific passing numbers, as you would expect. Stat that means everything in Madden is turnover differential, the most important stat in the game. If you want a big-time season, you gotta be on the plus side to have a chance at a winning record and a chance of getting into playoffs. Plus 23, 23, 22. All of these teams, all with winning records. Only exception is the Rams, only because their offense was struggling. But a surefire way to have a good season is not to turn the ball over and have your defense take the ball away, because in this game you're just not going to stop people on a possession by possession basis. So you gotta be able to force turnovers with good user defense, getting sacks, fumbles, and forcing throws into other areas by taking away reads defensively. Awards, League MVP, LaShawn McCoy beats out Chris Johnson. And wait till you see their stats. Jamal Charles, Kaepernick, and Tony Romo rounding out the top 5. I'm going to do a video on Tony Romo in the not too distant future, probably before the week is out. Stay tuned for that, as I have some thoughts on Mr. Romo. Coach of the Year is Andy Reid, Chip Kelly, Jason Garrett, Harbaugh, and Ron Rivera. No Rookie of the Years. What the heck is up with that? Your Pro Bowlers in the AFC. Andrew Luck, Andy Dalton, and Tyler Bray makes the Pro Bowl. Tyler Bray is Madden 25's Ryan Mallett. Like every few Maddens, there's that sleeper, dark horse, backup quarterback that you can develop into a monster in franchise mode. Ryan Mallett has been that guy for the past couple of years. This year, it's Tyler Bray. There's always one. Chris Johnson and Jamal Charles and Lamar Miller, your Pro Bowl running backs, fullbacks. There's fullbacks still around in football. Casey and Reese, no surprises there. Mike Wallace, Andre Johnson, Jordy Nelson, all reliable Santonio Holmes, Devon Bess, and Stephen Hill. Stephen Hill breaking out. Gronk, Gresham, Daniels. There's your offensive line. Lots of Titans, lots of Bengals. Nick Mangold. Look at all those Titans and Bengals. Deion Jordan. He had himself a big-time year. As did Wake and Michael Johnson, Geno Atkins, Von Miller, Kruger, Timmons, Cushings, Marcavius Mingo, Tamba Hali, D. Milner. D. Miller is almost a clone of Revis. I've maxed out his consistency and he's got the clutch attribute, had 11 INTs. Great year by him. Sherrod Martin, who I picked up in the waiver wire in the preseason, ends up as a Pro Bowl free safety. Troy Polamalu still getting it done. Romo, Cap, Newton, Coy, Gore, Forte, Bush. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Megatron, Dez, Julio, Roddy, Stevie Smith, Crab. Tight ends. Wow, no Vernon Davis. I'm a little bit surprised to see that. Lots of Eagles and Niners on the offensive line as usual. That seems to be a consistent theme the past few Maddens. Chris Long had a great season for the Rams D. Wow, Hatcher. Wow, Abraham. Some surprises here at middle linebacker and outside linebacker. Alvin Smith and Clay Matthews. No real surprises there in the secondary. Maybe Stanford route. Ron Landry, Golson, William Moore. Surprises there. I wouldn't have seen that coming. Jets offensive stats. Mixed bag of tricks here. With Geno, getting him built up and developed, and plus getting used to the passing sliders early. As you can see, way too many interceptions. He missed half the season. Sanchez played 8 games when Geno got hurt, and as you can see, when Sanchez was out is when I started to, get acclimated as to what throws I could make and how to time my throws with these passing accuracy sliders, and plus getting my receiving unit better throughout the season. And Sanchez did work. And then once Geno came back, picked up where where Sanchez left off and was much better. And you can expect those INTs to be way down as Geno continues to become a monster. Chris Ivory, 1,300 yards, 25 TDs, nowhere close to making the Pro Bowl. The receivers, Holmes is going to be Holmes. Stephen Hill really came on. Really did a lot of good things. And Obumanu was not that terrible. I mean, I had a revolving door at my slot receivers, as you can see here. As I went through Obumanu, Jenkins, even had Winslow and Curley give it a go in the slots. And as the season went on and with experience point progression, Obumanu has become pretty darn solid, and Mike Jenkins is just, a solid, steady, unspectacular vet who can get open, doesn't really do much after the catch, but he can do enough to get open and make plays that are, pretty simple. Not going to be a game breaker by any stretch. What I'd love to have is either an outside receiver that's good enough to play the outside so I can move Holmes into one of the slot spots and continue to develop Obumanu, Curley, or Gates more. But, not too bad. 74 catches, 719 yards. Not really a threat to break anything, but steady. And Holmes was huge. Hill was huge. And between Jenkins, Winslow, and Curley, they combined to form, another average slot receiver. So average in the slots, explosive on the outside, and Hill's just coming on like gangbusters. Defense, David Harris, 95 tackles, 16 tackles for a loss, 2 INTs, 3 forced fumbles. A typical David Harris, Tampa 2 middle linebacker type of season. Sherrod Martin was all over the place, 76 tackles, 6 INTs. Demario Davis played a lot. I actually ended up having to play him for about 5 weeks as a starter at right inside linebacker when Quincy Black went down. He did a very, very good job, as you can see here. Actually outperformed Black for the season. And Milner was just terrific. 11 INTs, 6 pass deflections. You just can't get much better than that. He's just going to be terrific. Muhammad Wilkerson, very good season. 53 tackles, 15 tackles for a loss, 11 sacks, playing defensive tackle for me. I moved him inside, and I had Barnes and Ricky Sapp 3-4 outside linebackers playing defensive end, with Copels playing strong side backer. I originally had Davis in that spot, but I felt Copels was more stout. And at 285 pounds with a lot of strength, he's tough to move, and he's very athletic. Got 80 speed and good acceleration. He was just a tick too slow to play defensive end. These two guys, they're like miniature poor man Dwight Freeney's. Fast, speed in the low 80s, acceleration in the high 80s. Barnes has a 90 power move. Sapp has an 88 finesse move. And I got their block shedding up to the point where they're respectable and not getting just destroyed. League leaders. Passing numbers are typical video game fare. Matt Ryan goes over 5,000. Too many turnovers though, wow. Same with Luck. Tony Romo with a superb season, wow. Over 4,500 yards, 40 TDs, only 13 INTs. Bradford, a lot of turnovers. Cutler, a lot of turnovers. Breeze, too many turnovers. Newton with a very efficient season. Rogers. Whedon. These are your passing leaders. QB rating. Well, Pat White doesn't have didn't obviously throw enough. TD passes, Romo, Shaw, Rogers, Cap, RG3, Cutler, Rothenberger, Tannenhill, Newton, Freeman, Whedon, Ryan. Who the hell is that? Breeze, Stafford, Luck, Bray, 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Here is where we start to get silly. Chris Johnson almost cracks 3,000 yards. 7.5 yards a carry. Didn't even lead the league. 27 TDs didn't lead the league either. 3 guys with 2,000. Gore just misses it. And Charles and McCoy actually had higher yards per carry. 29 TDs. 27, 25. Ivory had 25. Tavius Murray, 24. Forte, 23. Lacey, 22. Stephen Ridley, 21. Wow. Lots of great rushing numbers here. Receiving. Megatron doing Megatron things. Dez, Colson. They're getting their rock a lot. Yardage. Look at Hayward Bay doing work. Mike Wallace leads the league in receiving touchdowns. Wow. Defense. Lawrence Timmons all over the place. Cushing, Thomas Howard. Those dudes crack 100 tackles. Von Miller. 99 tackles, 23 tackles for a loss, 9 sacks. That's impressive. Alden Smith with 40 tackles for loss. My goodness. Bunch of guys with over 20 sacks. Deion Jordan, Lamar Houston, Chris Long, Alden Smith, Chris Clemens. Wow, Spencer had more sacks than Ware. Did Ware get hurt? Cameron Rigg with 15. Ware had 15. JPP, Ezekiel Ansah. That's one of the guys I wanted to keep an eye on as a rookie. Barcavius Mingo. Another rookie with a strong season. 70 tackles, 20 tackles for a loss, 12 sacks. J.J. Watt, your reigning defensive player of the year. Kerrigan with a good season. A lot of guys having a good season in outside linebacker. Wow. Darrell Washington. 109, 19 for a loss, 10 sacks, 2 INTs, and 6 forced fumbles. Who forced the most fumbles? LaRon Landry, it's not a surprise. He can hit. Clay, Ray Malaluga, Darrell Washington, Mark Barron, Arakpo, Deshaun Golson. Yeah, the usual suspects, heavy hitters. Ogletree, how did Ogletree do? 5 forced fumbles, 4 INTs, 98 tackles, 11 for a loss. So there it is. Those are your OS Vets online franchise season 1 stats. Playoff run coming up. I am playing in the wild card round, and let's see if the Jets can make a run of it. Talk to you all later. Peace.